I didn't see you there. This is Marshmallow. I'm trapping her inside this hamster ball until I reach 150,000 subscribers.
神よ、私を助けてくださいや
Subscribe.
My life freaking sucks.
I'm a YouTuber from the middle of nowhere. I've never gotten lucky or had any overnight success because I refuse to sell my soul. My life is pretty boring, but I know my videos are special, and they're going to win a Streamy. The only thing I don't have is a friend, cause my best friend, who I thought was my biggest fan, turned out to be my biggest hater.
Hey Anthony, what? Oh my god, I'm drunk! Get out of here, I'm trying to eat granola!
So to fix my problems, I searched the App Store for the worst self-improvement apps that I could find, and for the next week, I will be testing them out to see if they improve my life.
Dude, stop it! What are you doing? What is this?
The app says I have to kiss you!
What app?
I'm trying to improve my life!
Get out of here! Get off me!
I can't remember exactly what phrase I searched on the App Store to find these apps, but I just entered something like self-improvement and then kept scrolling until I found the apps with the dumbest names and the least amount of reviews. Then I downloaded all of them without reading their descriptions, and this is what I found. First up, Alpha Male Clinic. It has one review on the App Store, but that review is for 5 stars, so I'm optimistic. First things first, you have to sign up before doing anything, and I hate that. I don't want alpha male spam in my email before I even know what I'm getting into. Maybe I should have read the description, but that would ruin the fun, so bring on the spam. So once you sign in, it says you don't have anything booked. Not sure what that means, but I decided to watch the video that was laid out for me. It's about upper body mobility, and the aspect ratio of the video itself is so bad, and I have no idea why. The video itself is very short, and it's just surface level knowledge of upper body mobility, I guess. But that's not the fun part of the app. The fun part of the app are the appointments you can book. These appointments range from wrinkle injections to shots that make your erections better, hydration therapy, physicals, and body scans all in one beautiful app. It's $60 for a body scan, and I don't know what that is, but I just like to imagine if I actually paid for this appointment, it would just be some jack dude on FaceTime who just looks me up and down and then rates me on a scale from beta to alpha. Yep, that checks out. Yeah, Sigma for sure. Now that'll be $60. When you click on these appointments, you can schedule a time, and it looks like either every time slot is available or none are. There seems to be quite literally no in between. I really want to sign up for something just for fun, but before I spend the $60 for a body scan, I think I need more context. So it turns out the Alpha Male Clinic is a real place in South Carolina. It's this body improvement clinic or whatever targeted at dudes who want to be alpha males. This app appears to be just for clients, but I was taking this way too seriously without knowing any of that. I just roasted this innocent app for actually no good reason. I don't really know what I thought it was. One quick Google search would have answered every single question I had, but that's not the spirit of this video. And that's also not the last time I'll be taking one of these apps way too seriously. Okay, on to Alpha Male Society. Are you noticing a trend with these names? When you first open this app, you're greeted with a picture of this girl filling out a form for some reason. Nothing says alpha male more than a woman doing the paperwork. The first thing I had to do was sign up, which is really difficult because I didn't have a woman here to do it for me. But luckily my gerbils are female, so they handled it for me. Next, it brings you to a paywall, which is unfortunate because I refuse to pay for anything that only has one review. Just don't ask me about that last app. I really wanted that body scan. However, lucky for us, there is a bit of free content here. If you go to the Learn tab, you'll see all the courses. And for some reason, the thumbnail for the first course is a wide picture of this girl, and the next one is the same girl reading a book. This just looks like your stereotypical fake Tinder match. Also, I genuinely wonder what the motive for these thumbnails are. Are they actually just clickbaiting with girls with these poorly cropped pictures? And do they actually think a member of the Alpha Male Society would fall for a cheap trick like this? I'm insulted. Andrew Tate is rolling around in his prison cell right now. So the first course is all about harnessing your power, and the module is split up into hacks. Hack number 1, how we think about our goals is dead wrong. So I want you to guess what this course is going to be like. Is it going to be a wall of text? Is there a rich person or influencer that's going to be talking to you and breaking everything down in a video, or what? Feel free to lock in your guesses in the comments below if you want, but without further ado, hack number 1 is just a TED Talk video. A TED Talk video that's already public for free on YouTube. All they did was just embed it into this app. And it's the same thing for the other 2 free hacks I was able to view. I'm just going to assume all of their other modules are the same, and they want $2 a month for this. $2 a month for these people to embed TED Talks into their shitty app. Unfortunately, I had to pass on this one as well. Have you ever done facial gym? Well, that's a very personal question, but no, I haven't. Well, it seems like you need to download Alpha Face. With 61 reviews and 3.9 stars, it's the most rated app of the video so far, but also the worst rated app. One person said, just started, can't take my picture. 4 stars. Another says, 5 stars. For only $5 a week, Alpha Face will give you top of the food chain guidance. I think one of my favorite things about Sigmas, or Alphas if you will, is how they use terms that reference the animal kingdom and apply them to their own lives. Like we're already at the top of the food chain, we do not need advice in this regard. Unless this app is for cannibals, if that's the case, my bad, you do you, king. So I considered paying for this app just for the sake of the video, but it turns out it's nothing but face workouts. And since I'm already going to the gym regularly, I didn't see a need to pay for this. Maybe I'll just chew more gum throughout the week to get my jawline in better shape. So I found this runner game called Simp vs Chad, and it looks like something I would tear apart in my bad mobile gaming series. So I think about 10 levels a day should help improve myself and cure me of my simpness. Now on to the coach. 537 ratings with a 4.7 out of 5. Impressive. The first thing it asks you is what you want to achieve. Fix premature ejaculation, fix ED, last longer in bed. This was not what I was expecting. It asked me what I wanted to improve on, so I selected self-confidence. And then the first question it asked me was, how long do I last on average? Hey look, you already asked me that, and I didn't select it for a reason. It then asks me a few more questions, then tells me how to improve ED, and honestly, I'm starting to feel attacked. Again, I had the option to select this at the start, but I didn't, for a reason. Either way, I'm just gonna write this stuff down, just in case, for future reference. You never know one day. Alright, there's a few more questions, and then boom, a paywall. This app is not worth it. Moving on. Alpha M. 56 ratings, 4.8 stars. At first, I was very confused on what I was looking at, but I quickly found out that this app is a hub for the YouTube channel Alpha M. Alpha M is a men's lifestyle channel. On his app, you can watch all of his videos and then read an article that essentially tells you what happens in each video, rendering it pointless to actually watch the videos. Since this app is free, I will be watching 1 video of his a day via this app. At the moment, I have no idea what to think of this guy. He seems like a typical Alpha Sigma dude bro, but I don't know, maybe he's got some good advice for me and I'll enjoy his content. I also decided to download 1 legit looking app for the sake of this video. It's called Finch, self-care widget pets. It's got 5 stars and 151,000 ratings, so I'm genuinely expecting this one to be good. It's an app where you have a virtual pet you can name and customize. There's a lot of features to this app, but the main gimmick seems to be this goal system. Here you assign specific goals for specific days for you to accomplish. And once you accomplish those goals, you'll earn a lot of fun stuff like items to decorate your pet. Sorry girls, you've been replaced. Those are all the apps I found by just searching the App Store. But there's one more app I'll be using throughout the week. I think the other apps on my phone caught on to the fact that I was looking for a self-help app. No idea how. So the next day on Facebook, I got recommended an app called Cats and Soup. The caption said, relaxing cat therapy game. So I'll be playing it every day to see if it is what it's advertising. That being a cat therapy game. Whatever that is. Now we have gathered the 4 apps I'll be using for the next 7 days. So let's see how they affect my life. I attempted to start every day with Finch so I could see what I had to do for the day. The first thing I did was name my pet. It recommended me soup and I couldn't argue with that. Then I added just a bunch of random goals to random days. I didn't think about this part too much because I'm pretty pessimistic about this app actually working for me. And you know what? That was kind of a mistake because the results of me adding a lot of random goals to random days was a bit unhinged. First of all, I added a lot more to my Monday goals than I realized. I started my day by superhero posing in front of the mirror, and then I danced while telling myself I can do it.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Oh yeah.
Done, done, and done. So this next one says, wear a new color that I feel represents me. I probably have a shirt with every color under the rainbow. I have to invent a new color, I think. Let's see what we got. Okay, I may have taken these tasks in Finch way too seriously for the week. Okay, this bandana has probably every color under the rainbow, so this is as colorful as we're gonna get. But a color that represents me is probably just black, so this looks so bad. This is not a good fit. But this represents me, I think. Done? The next one says drink water, and I'm actually really good at drinking water. I don't know how well that translates, but that was a lot. Water drink. Okay, now I need to reflect on what I did well recently. Streamed to 100 viewers was very fun. Reflect on a value that is important to me that I embody. Dedicated. I am. Done. I'm dedicated to the challenge, which is why I thought of that. Write a simple affirmation for myself. Words of affirmation do not work on me. I am epic. I am cool. I am awesome. I mean, that's good. That's good, right? I'm going to apologize in advance for how much of a pessimist I come across in this video, especially with Finch. Like, the point of this video is to try bad self-help apps, so pessimism should be expected, right? But I also somehow managed to take the one real self-help app and turn it into a train wreck. Anyway, I then had to listen to my Hype Me Up playlist, which I don't have, so I went on YouTube to find one. While listening to my Hype Me Up playlist, I also watched a motivational speech. And you know, those two things just did not mix. It's really just an odd combo, but it was at this very moment that I realized I was trying to min-max the self-help app as if it was a video game. I think what happened is that Finch gamifies these daily tasks, which, you know, it's what the app is supposed to do. But because of that, my brain instantly went to what is the most efficient way to take care of these tasks. And by doing that, I was getting no self-help value from this app at all, which, you know, is the entire point of the app. So from this point on, I stopped trying to min-max this app, but I continued to take this app way too literally. Day 2 of Finch. It wanted me to put on my favorite outfit, which means I am going with the easy and comfy option. But I feel obligated to put on a hat thanks to another task of putting on a piece of clothing that represents me. I didn't record it, but I swear to God I drank water that day. I wrote an affirmation, then posed in the mirror and called it a day. How am I supposed to invent a new color? This is the only pink or magenta, whatever shirt I have, so instead of finding a new color, I think we're just gonna go with the rarest color that I have. Oh, I guess this color represents me as well. I didn't realize. Here's the hydration. Alright, now it's time to dance in front of the mirror, but this time, nobody's home. Does this angle even work? I then went to gym where I listened to a talk on confidence and then my Hype Me Up playlist. After I did my words of affirmation and then reflected on someone who seems more confident than they actually are. Day 4 was kind of an L. I only had 3 tasks for myself, my favorite outfits, I guess. I drank water, and as you can tell by my words of affirmation, I almost forgot to even open up this app. I'm just gonna level with you. I somehow lost almost all of my footage of Finch from this point on, but I think that's okay because it really is just more of the same. It's a lot of, pretty sure red's a new color, and this definitely represents me. And also a lot of, do it, I can do it, I can do it. So this app really does seem fun and helpful, assuming you're not using it like a maniac like I was. There's a lot more features that I didn't take too much advantage of. You can talk to your pet, they can go on adventures and have friends over. There's also a bunch of quizzes you can take. I also got some cute notifications every day, including a daily one telling me to go to bed at 9 p.m. as if I hadn't waken up at 1 p.m. every day. Every time you open the app, it greets you with a random inspirational quote. To spread love, I shared those quotes with my friends, and I do not think it had the effect on them that I was hoping for. I will say the app did constantly ask me to pay for the premium version, which only annoyed me, which defeats the purpose of the app. Anyway, don't forget that I also played 10 levels of Simp vs Chad every single day. I started off my week by playing these levels right after I did my Finch tasks, but as time went on, I slowly lost my motivation to do it right away, which resulted in me playing most of my levels on the toilet. This is one of those lazy runner games that has no consequences for doing bad. You start every level off as a simp and work your way up to Sigma. You do this by getting money and then buying all kinds of bougie items, all while avoiding the e-girls who want donations. I summed up my thoughts perfectly on the last day when I was finishing up the 70 levels I played. This actually may be the worst runner game I have ever played, and that's saying something coming from me. I genuinely don't think there's any kind of level progression. Usually these games will at least add new obstacles and stuff, But this game hasn't. There's a couple different layouts, but there's no noticeable differences unless you play 69 levels like I have. This app has made my week so much worse. So yeah, I also watched one video of Alpha M every single day. I made sure to do it in the app, and usually it was right before bedtime. Let me tell you, I was incredibly pleasantly surprised with this guy. I expected this douchey dude bro to give me some douchey dude bro advice, but most of his advice was actually pretty decent, at least for the 7 videos I watched. Like, as soon as he recommended therapy in a video, I almost audibly gasped. Like, that's just not something these alpha male sigma dudes will often recommend. But this guy was a bit different, which I appreciate. There were a few questionable things he said, but it wasn't too bad. I don't love his thumbnails, and he does scream while saying literally everything. Like, I don't need someone to scream about hacks that remove blackheads. Not to mention his average view count isn't great for his sub count, so I'm left wondering if this approach even works for what he's doing. So I'm never going to watch one of his videos again, but at least they were tolerable. Mostly. But who cares about that? Let's talk about Cats and Soup. Cats and Soup. A game about cats making soup. From humble beginnings to capitalism, these adorable cuties pride themselves on their efficiency and soup. Also, Luffy's in it. What's he doing here? I mean, it's just a cute little idle game. This is only as relaxing as any other kind of chill idle game. This is not therapy. If you want cat therapy, get a cat. I don't think the marketing to this game is malicious, just a tad bit misleading. But what else is new for mobile game ads? Out of every app we've looked at today and every app that I played throughout the week, Finch is the only one I would recommend as far as self-help goes. Is anyone surprised? On the other end of the spectrum, Simp vs Chad is the worst by far. If I could go back in time to any point in history, I would go back to the beginning of this week and stop myself from playing so much Simp vs Chad. Whenever I review a bad game on my channel, I get loads of comments saying, oh, you should try reviewing a good game for once. So I figured for this video, why not try a self-help app that I think could actually influence my life for the better. Finch was a good try, but thank you, Daddy Finch, for the water. So for the next 5 days, I am going to try this app called Insight Timer. It tracks your meditation and has many unique sounds to listen to. Meditation is something I am genuinely curious about, so let's give it a try. Day 1, I listened to this audio of nature sounds mixed with the Indian bamboo flute. At first, I was just thinking about what I'm going to say after this video, but once I got past that, I started feeling very nostalgic. I think it was the nature sounds that did it, considering the fact that the first thing I thought of were all of the walks I used to go on with friends and family. I also kept thinking about old videos I made with those same people, and then I got into some kind of worrying thought process where I couldn't tell if I can remember these moments because they're videos and I can watch them anytime, or if it's because these were impactful enough to stick with me. So I kept trying to think of these videos from a different angle, one not shown on camera, my own angle, and it was really interesting. The entire experience was very melancholy, and by the time it was over, I was actually kind of sad and wanted to keep going. Day 2, I listened to the same exact sound. Again, I felt nostalgic and thought about very similar stuff. At one point, a thought popped into my head that someone was behind me, so I had to check. Luckily, no one was there. Day 3, I listened to someone who was supposed to guide me through the meditation, and it was awful. I think the sound itself is fine, just not for me. See, the thing is, she'll tell me to, focus on my breathing and say a lot of other stuff that's supposed to help me meditate, but at the same time, she says it's okay for my mind to wander. All I could think about is, what's the point of someone talking to you if your mind's supposed to wander? So every time my mind did wander, I tried to bring it back and focus on what she was saying. I feel like I kind of took that as a challenge for some reason. Essentially, it felt like I was reading a book with the TV on in the background. I hate doing that. My mind will always want to watch the TV, no matter how into the book I am. So in this case, my mind wanted to listen to what the girl was saying, but at the end of the day, all I wanted to do was relax and meditate. So this was definitely my worst meditation day by far. I didn't really relax at all. I just kind of got annoyed, and it's my own fault, don't get me wrong. So because of that, the next day I went back to the tried and true nature sounds mixed with Indian bamboo flute. However, I think I listened to this audio a little bit too much in the past few days. The sounds were relaxing, but I didn't go on any kind of nostalgic journey. I'm just building up a resistance to the bamboo flute. By the end of it, I just was kind of bored, to be honest. So, how did my 5th and final day of meditation go? I don't know. Let's find out. I forgot to say. I'm gonna try to listen to nothing. I'm gonna meditate listening to nothing aside from the noises my house casually makes. And we'll see how that goes. Honestly, that was mid as fuck. I feel like the timing of this meditation was the biggest problem. Because for the past 4 meditations, I was meditating at the very end of the night after I take a shower. But this time was more towards the start of my day, and I just kind of want to get work done today. I'm going to be posting this video tomorrow. So I was really just thinking about that, and I was kind of bored, which makes me think I'm just not meditating right. I want to figure out the key to meditation. I don't know if that's taking more breaths, if it is a time of the day thing, or if the audio is what's really going to help me. So this video was all fine and dandy, but if you'll excuse me, I gotta finish my 100th level of Chad vs Simp.